Next, we will discuss how to integrate the powers of tangent. An interesting fact is that we don't know any antiderivatives of any power of tangent. So the goal is to fill in this gap and develop the methods for integrating such functions. Let's find the general antiderivative of the tangent function. Using a trig identity, we are going to rewrite the integrand as the ratio of sine over cosine. Then we set up the substitution by setting a new variable, let's say t, equal to cosine of x, and finding the differential of t. Next, we plug everything into the original integral, and because of the discovered pattern, we have nothing but the negative reciprocal of t left in the integrand. We finish the process by finding the antiderivative and plugging the original function of x back for t. Using the properties of logarithms and another trig identity, we can rewrite the answer in the following way. To find the integral of tangent squared function, we are going to use a trig identity and replace the tangent squared in the integrand with the secant squared minus 1. Using the linearity property of the integrals, we split the integral into two and integrate each one separately to get the answer. To find the integral of tangent cubed function, we are going to use a trig identity and replace the tangent squared in the integrand with the secant squared minus 1. Using the linearity property of the integrals, we split the integral into two and integrate each one separately to get the answer. To find the integral of the tangent raised to the fourth power, we're going to use a trig identity and replace the tangent squared in the integrand with the secant squared minus 1. Using the linearity property of the integrals, we split the integral into two and integrate each one separately to get the answer. In general, to find the integral of the tangent raised to the nth power, we're going to use a trig identity and replace the tangent squared in the integrand with the secant squared minus 1. Using the linearity property of the integrals, we split the integral into two and integrate each part separately to get the answer. We call this formula the recursive formula for finding the integral of the tangent raised to any power n. We update our knowledge with the new integrals, and we can integrate the other powers of tangent using the recursive formula. We discussed the integration techniques for integrating the powers of tangent.